It's Jahara again. And I know I said I was going to wait until next week to make these 2 videos, but I got my mom and she said they'll probably be another half an hour because I think Walmart's like 10 minutes away. Close all the shopping, they're coming back. So I have time to make the other 2 videos. So I'm gonna make them now, and then next week I'll only make the two since I only make 2 a week. Our normal weeks that when I, So I decided to go ahead and make these 2 videos so I'm all caught up, and the next week I'll just make 2 videos. I still don't know what they're going to be, so do not ask. And then we'll be all caught up. Yay! Okay, let's see. Top 10 Mel and Ben moments. And yes, I do have honorable mentions on here. Okay, ready? Number 10. Did I mention? I think, yeah, that's the first Did I mention, not the reprise. After they won the game and he ate that cookie, he ended up saying that he loved Mel, and he ended up singing a song, Did I Mention? He's basically saying, did I mention I'm in love with you? And he would give his whole kingdom for just one kiss. It's just really sweet, and at first Mel's just like, whatever. Actually, at first she was like, what was in that cookie? But then she was like, whatever. But then you could tell she kind of liked it, because when she kind of smiled at him, and then when he threw his shirt at her, she caught it, and then she smiled as she looked at it, and it just showed that I think she already kind of liked him, which I think she kind of liked him from when they first met. No matter how much she wouldn't admit it. I know that's not the reason why she cast the love spell, but she did like him, whether she was willing to admit it or not. Okay. Number 9. Mel tells Ben why she fell in love with him. When they decided to close the barrier in Descendants 3 tier. She... That's my train of thought. He didn't want to. And she was like, I love your dream, which is the dream of where they can all live in peace, which is such a Ben dream. Mel's a bit more realistic, and so is Beast. Even Belle's more realistic than that. But, she was like, I love your dream, that's why I fell in love with you. So you finally got to find out why she fell in love with him. Well, I don't think that's that's definitely not the only reason why she loves him, but that's what started her love for him. Too bad I didn't have him tell her why, the first reason why he fell in love with her. That would have been nice to hear, but oh well. 8. Engagement party. She said that, I love what Evie was like, Belle has already planned an engagement party for next week. And she was like, well, good thing I said yes. And then at the end, right before the barrier comes down and all that, it's their engagement party. And if they had an engagement party already, then I don't think it'll be long before. They get married. But then she makes that whole speech about Oradon and the aisle.
No, you like that though.
And I just love what she said. She was like, anyone is capable of good no matter which side of the barrier we come from, which is probably my favorite thing that she said. She said several things that I really love, but I think that was my favorite in that speech. And then she looked at Ben, she's like, it's time we take that as a barrier forever. And he smiled, because that's something he's probably wanted to do for a while now. And he was so happy that his queen wanted to do it too. And then he was like, I choose to be a queen who moves forward. The barrier will come down. And then everyone cheered. And it was awesome. Mel and Ben's first date, if only. um, uh, Mel was all getting ready, and then when Ben comes to her doorstep, which was really nice, he was like, I finally understand the difference between pretty and beautiful, which was really sweet. And then they rode Ben's motorcycle, and then it showed them talking on the bridge, all getting to know each other, laughing, making fun of each other. Shows that they're already comfortable, even though technically Ben is spelled, is still sweet. Kind of like Gus Jade, they were comfortable with each other from the beginning. But then they make it, and Ben surprises Mel, and she looks so happy. And I think for the first time since they got to the house, since she got to Ordon, she wasn't thinking about what her mom wanted about taking over the aisle. All she was thinking about in that moment was that she was with Ben, and she was really happy, even though she probably wouldn't have admitted it back then. But then they had fun on the date, still getting to know each other, and then Ben went swimming, and Mel decided to try strawberries. That's when she sang If Only. Cause she didn't know what to do anymore. Do what her mom wants and be evil, or be happy with Ben. And then she tries to save Ben even though she couldn't swim, which I think is when Ben really realized what good heart she has, because she didn't have to do that, but she was willing to risk herself to save him. And then he was like, I told you I love you. How do you love me? And she was like, I don't know what love feels like. And he was like, maybe I could teach you, which is really sweet too. And it becomes sweeter after you watch the end of that movie, when you find out that he hasn't been spelled since the lake, since the enchanted lake. It just makes it so much sweeter what he said. He said, even after that, he said he loved her, even after he was expelled. And it just made that moment so much sweeter after you realize that he was not spelled anymore. Number 6, I haven't been faking anything. Ben gives Mel his ring. That was really sweet too. Ben wanted to give Mel his ring. She didn't want to, because she didn't think he actually cared about her, that this was all just a spell. And then she gives him the muffin. I think it was muffin. No, it was cupcake. I think it was a cupcake. I don't know. But he ends up eating it before he was meant to. And he was supposedly supposed to be unspelled, but he was already unspelled. And that was funny. He was like, just give me a couple minutes for the spell to wear off. And she was like, okay. Wait, what? It was hilarious. And and then she was like, so you just, and he told her that the enchanted lake will spell off, and she was like, so you just been faking it since then? And she smiled, and he smiled at her, and put the ring on her finger, and he was like, I haven't been faking anything. You're just so sweet. That ring had a special significance in the first 2 movies. Didn't really show it in the third movie, but she did get a new ring from him. I think that was more of a going steady ring. So after he gave her the engagement ring, she probably kept it because it didn't mean something, but I doubt she would have worn it a lot, because it's kind of like upgrading, going from steady to engaged to eventually married. I don't know, just a theory. 5. Ben makes me really happy. Mel shows Ben the ring, and he picks her up and spins her around. So when they all decide to choose good, Mel says something about each of them, and then she said that what doesn't make her happy and what does make her happy, which is her friends and Ben. And she was like, Ben makes me really happy, and shows him the ring, and then after the dragon attack, he picks her up and spins her around, which was also really sweet. And she kind of tips his crown, which I love that she did that again at the end of the second movie. But it was just so sweet. She was like, and Ben makes me really happy. And he looked so happy that she said that. that he knew how she felt. Because I have a lot of theories that after he found out that she's was trying to take over Ordon, maybe he wondered why, if she really did like him. But then when he said that, I think Ben realized that she really does love him, and it's just really sweet. Number 4, Mel and Ben reunited. In the third movie, when Mel had no idea where Ben was, the boys went off to look for him while the girls were figuring out more about Audrey. And he finally, and then when they came back, after Mel and Uma worked together, Celia was like, "Hey, it's your bae," and then Mel just raced out and hugged him. It was just so sweet, and they were both so happy to see each other again. And then she makes a little joke about his beard, and then she was like, "Yeah, I like that. Could get used to that." And then Uma was like, "What about these?" And then she was like, "No, no." And he was like, "I like them." And she was like, "No." I just love how they are so comfortable with each other. How they could joke around. That's a real couple and friendship and family right there. And I just love them. But they were so happy to see each other again. They don't like being separated too long, especially if they don't know if the other one's okay. That makes being separated a lot worse. Okay, number 3, bow and then kiss. At the end of D2, when Mel undragonfies herself, I guess that's one way to put it. She curtsies technically, and then he bows, and then they're just smiling, and then her and Evie walk up to them, and then he pulls her in and kisses her, and it was just so sweet. He did that with everyone around. He didn't care. He was just so happy they were back together, and they defeated Uma, so he just pulls her in, not caring that there are 100 people watching them, and he kisses her. Number 2, True Love's Kiss. At the end of D2, before that happened, she thought Ben had fallen for Uma. They were about to leave, and then Jane told Lumiere to pull down the curtain to show Ben's a gift from Mel. And when she looked at it, it showed Mel with her purple hair and beautiful dress with Ben, and her eyes were blazing green. And then in that moment, she knew that Ben knew who she was, and he loved her for the real her. And then that's when they realized that Uma has been spelled. So she was like, "You love me, you don't love her." And the reason why she didn't tell him that she loved him was because she didn't think she was good enough. Again, that was the Isle doing that to her, just like it did to Jay and Evie and Carlos. And it was just so, and then she walked up to him and kisses him, and then when they pull apart, he smiles and was like, "Mel," because the kiss had broken his spell. They were, they're an epic love. Number 1, Ben. Oh wait, no, I'm supposed to do honorable mentions first. Oops, shh, you didn't hear anything. Okay, honorable mentions. Their first meeting, when they first met, was really sweet. When they were shaking hands and they were just staring at each other, you could tell there was a connection from the very start. Them hugging when Hades shows up, that was funny. Ben got all scared of Hades, and Hades, and then they hug again, and Hades was like, Ben finding out Hades is Mel's father, he was like, "Oh, okay, no, oops, I don't want him to be my father-in-law, Mel's worried about Ben, which is really sweet. she was worried about him when the pirates kidnapped him, and then I think she was more worried about him in D3 because at least she knew where he was and what to do. In D3, she had no idea where he was, which was scarier. And Mel moving Ben's crown, which was really funny. She moved it at the end of the first Descendants and then at the end of the second Descendants. I like that they did that, you know, that they can annoy each other like that, and it's just so sweet. Okay, number 1, Ben proposes to Mel. I love how he just sang a little part of "Did I Mention," and she just thought she had no idea he was about to propose. She just thought he was being all sweet, being Ben-like, and then all of a sudden he was like, "Down on my knees," and he got down, and she was like, and everyone except for the small circle of people who knew about the proposal, which was Ben, Mel's friends, Jay, Evie, Carlos, maybe Jane, and then his parents and fairy godmother. I think they're the only ones that knew, but the rest of the kingdom were all surprised too. And then he was like, "It's you and me forever, Mel." No, he was like, it's you and me forever, Mel. Will you do me the honor and will you marry me? Will you be my queen?" And she was like, "Yes." And then he stood up, put the ring on her, and they kissed, and it was just so sweet. And then showed everyone cheering, and that will always be the number 1 moment, you know. If it ever showed them getting married, that probably beat the proposal, but not by much. But I love the proposal. It's just so sweet, and I love how he's saying, "Did I mention it?" And he and yeah, so it's just sweet. So that's all for this video. Please like and subscribe, and comment your top moments for Mel and Ben. Until next time, my lovelies.